A couple of videos back, we took a look at Samsung's Galaxy F41, and as promised in that video, today let's go ahead, give it the full unboxing and hands-on treatment. This is Samsung's Galaxy F41, part of their new F series, Flipkart Exclusive. So what is it that they have to offer with their latest mid-ranger? What exactly are they bringing to the table with this phone? Let's go ahead, check that out in this video. Let's first unbox it. And by the way, guys, I'm also giving away one of these phones. So I'll leave a direct link to that giveaway in the description below. So if you've not checked that out yet, go ahead, click that link, get yourself entered into the giveaway, get yourself a chance to win a Galaxy F41. So my name is Ash, you're watching C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see in this video, please subscribe and turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Let's go ahead, get started. So this here is the F41's box, pretty much a standard Samsung affair. Slicing the seals open, we are immediately greeted by the Galaxy F41 itself. The back here, it looks quite familiar. It's glossy plastic, so of course prone to fingerprints. The camera module is something we've seen with quite a few Samsung mid-ranges recently. And even the button placements, they are pretty similar. We get a secondary noise cancelling microphone up top, a triple card tray to the left, the speaker, primary microphone, USB Type-C port and headphone jack, they reside to the bottom. And then we have the regular power and volume keys to the right. The sides, just like the back, they're made out of plastic, and that's typical Samsung mid-ranger stuff, so nothing to be surprised about. I did, however, like the fact that this phone, despite sporting a massive 6000 mAh battery, it still weighs in at under 200 grams. Samsung's managed to get this. This weighs in at exactly 190 grams to be precise. So it feels quite good, it feels wieldy in hand, and it's also pretty sleek at 8.9 millimeters. Now, I'm getting ahead of myself, so let's just go back to the box contents. We have this white cardboard insert up top. It's got a SIM ejector pin, regular leaflets, sadly no case. The bottom part of the box, it contains a 15-watt adaptive fast charger, and that's followed by a USB Type-C cable. With the unboxing done and dusted, it's time for us to take a closer look at the F41. Now, one of the biggest selling points of Samsung mid-rangers have always been their displays, and it's no different with the F41 as well. This here is a 6.4-inch AMOLED panel, no fancy refresh rates, it's still Full HD+, but it's an excellent panel, peak brightness of 420 nits, so it's good enough to use outdoors, excellent viewing angles, and the contrast is also very good. It's also worth noting that this display is covered by Corning's Gorilla Glass 3 for protection, and it's an Infinity U panel, which is Samsung's peak for this tiny little water drop notch up top. And here we find a 32 megapixel f2 selfie camera. This helps with face unlock obviously, and the face unlock, as expected, was quite fast. Now the selfies themselves, they turned out great too. There's ample detail, the skin tones came out natural, and the portrait or live focus mode also turned out quite good. Now, this did not impress me. This is something I went in expecting. What kind of surprised me was the fact that we can shoot 4K video via the front-facing camera, and there's also support for slow fees thrown in. Not just that, there's also the single take functionality that's now available with the selfie camera too. It's not yet on this phone, on my review unit, but Samsung promises the first phone shipping will come with that feature loaded onto the software. Similarly, there's single take for the rear camera as well, or technically there should be. It's not there on my review unit, but retail units should have it. Talking about the rear cameras, we've got a triple camera setup here. The primary is a 64 megapixel f1.8 setup. It seems to get excellent shots, rich, detailed. Just look at the colors in this shot. You can see how well the blues of the sky have been captured. And the f1.8 lens also makes for good natural bokeh. Samsung's even included a dedicated night mode. This shot of my Corsair K95 keyboard, it was shot in pretty dark conditions, and as you can see, it's turned out quite well. We can also say the same about this shot of the DX220 Max and Campfire Audio Solaris. The f1.8 lens, as you can see, it adds a nice little amount of bokeh, and to further enhance the blurring for portraits, we have a 5 megapixel depth sensor. This is what Samsung uses for these fancy live focus shots. Then of course there's a 8 megapixel ultra wide. On the video side of things, 4K 30 FPS is the max, super steady returns too. So the camera setup, it seems quite promising. Below these cameras is a fingerprint scanner. This is a physical sensor, so as expected, fast and accurate, no complaints there. For the internal, Samsung's gone with the Exynos 9611. Now this is not a new chip, this is a 10 nanometer chip that we've seen Samsung use on many phones in the past, including the Galaxy M31s. So while it's not new, it definitely is familiar. Now I would have liked to see a newer chip, but again, we know how this one performs, and it performs decently enough, especially when we combine it with One UI and Android 10. The performance has typically been great, and I expect that to continue here. Day-to-day usage shouldn't have any issues. Now, one small little issue that I noticed was in the app drawer, there's a Discover tab now where Samsung starts recommending you apps. But the good thing here is that it can be turned off with a single click. Now, talking about apps, switching between them, very easy, because there's 6 gigs of RAM on both variants. The difference in variants is only with regards to the onboard storage. It's 64 and 128, so we get 664, 128 options. Combined with that dedicated micro SD card slot, storage should not be an issue here. Overall, I like how this phone is built. Despite being a typical Samsung plastic mid-ranger, it still seems to be built solid. There's no creaking or wobbling of any kind. The buttons, they're clicky and tactile. There's support for Dolby Atmos via the headphone jack. The speaker's quite loud. And best of all, this phone, despite sporting a 6000 mAh battery, it's still quite wieldable. Yes, given that there's a 6.4-inch panel to the front, it's not very single-hand usage friendly, but it is possible to use it single-handed, though it's going to be easier to use with 2 hands. But it is a pretty wieldable phone from an ergonomics perspective. So that's the Galaxy F41, Samsung's first phone in their new Flipkart Exclusive F series. So what do you guys think about this? By the way, this phone is expected to come in at under 15,000 rupees. So for that price point, it seems pretty interesting. Would I have liked a different chip? Probably yes, but overall, it seems to be a well put together device, especially if you're someone averse to buying Chinese phones at this point. This seems to be a very good deal, or at least on paper, that's how it seems. I'm going to continue testing it out. I'll have more to say in my full review, which should come out soon. So if you aren't subscribed to C4E Tech yet, this is a good time for you to go ahead, click that subscribe button, and also turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. Now, if you guys tell me what other content do you want to see about the Galaxy F41, do you want to see it compared to a certain other phone? If yes, let me know via the comments below, and I will try to get that done. So thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about this video. And thanks for your time. Thanks for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4E Tech. And I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.